Yo, this is SoulDrum86 bringing you another video. We are taking a look at the new Amazon exclusive Shawn Michaels. This is the pay-per-view edition, Ultimate Edition figures. This is Shawn Michaels from the 1995 Royal Rumble. Now, I don't think this is the best Royal Rumble ever, but it is my favorite. This is the day that on this Royal Rumble, this is when Shawn Michaels became my favorite wrestler. And this is when he entered in number one, ended up winning. Only 1 foot touched the ground. Everybody thought British Bulldog won. And then out of nowhere, Shawn Michaels, as British Bulldog is celebrating on the ropes, hits him in the back, flips him over the top rope. And there you have it. HBK, the winner, to go on to face Diesel at WrestleMania 11? Yeah, WrestleMania 11. So let's get into this. I'm gonna probably do a lot of talking about just Royal Rumble in general, but this figure is badass. I say this a lot, and I think this is just because I'm biased, but this might be one of the best Shawn Michaels figures that they have made. Now, I will do a comparison, and I'm actually going to get the comparison out of the way. I'm just going to put some other great Shawn Michaels figures up. Here's another Amazon exclusive Shawn Michaels Ultimate Edition, which this is badass. You can still argue that this Shawn Michaels might be better. You can make that argument because this Shawn Michaels is pretty dope. The ring attire and everything. And then you have, I believe this was a Mattel Creations exclusive, WrestleMania 12 Shawn Michaels. I do have him like this. I didn't want him in his full entrance gear because you have to take the arms out and all that other stuff. I wish they would have made the whole thing like fabric cloth material. Then we have another Ultimate Edition Shawn Michaels. This is the DX Shawn Michaels Survivor Series, the screw job, the Montreal screw job Shawn Michaels. Okay. And then we've got the 2-pack with Razor Ramon, WrestleMania 10 ladder match, Shawn Michaels. It's another good one. And then we've got the curtain call, Shawn Michaels. This head sculpt could actually also work with the Royal Rumble one if you want to have like what he looked like by the end of that match. So that can work too. So this is just a few of the Shawn Michaels figures that I have. I have more than this, but these are pretty much like, when you think about it, these are like the newest Shawn Michaels figures to release. So, I mean, this one's been out for a while now, but somewhat these are like a part of the newest Shawn Michaels figures that have released. I think they've released like some DX ones where he was like, when DX came back together. But let's get these other Shawn Michaels out of the ring right now. He does come with a few different hands. He comes with the open hands if you want him posed to do his spin when he comes into the ring. He's got 2 fist hands, and then one of the fist hands I already have on him, and then he comes with the 2 open hands. So, and then, of course, also, you can have him doing that. Now, I don't know if that's supposed to be by the end of this match, or I don't know, him kissing his fist, whatever. I don't know what this is. I know at the end of the match, he had his eyes closed when they were announcing he was the winner, and he got down in his pose before Pamela Anderson got in the ring. So yeah, those are the accessories along with his entrance accessory, which is really dope. I am so happy that they have started to do this with these figures. For a while, Mattel in the beginning, when they would do entrance gear, it was always that tough rubber material. So I'm glad that finally with these Shawn Michaels figures, they're doing this fabric material, because Jax Pacific used to do it a lot. They used to actually do a lot of the soft good material back when they were making these figures. They did have their occasional, hard like rubber plastic materials as well, but they still, for the most part, I feel like they used to use the soft goods a lot. But I'm getting ready to take the ring gear off of HBK. Man, I swear I love this Royal Rumble. I used to love Royal Rumble, man. I don't anymore. I mean, I don't watch the product anymore. But the last, like, gosh, man, it's been happening for a while. Even when Vince was still a part of the company, I started really disliking what they do with the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble match, since I've been watching since I was a kid, Royal Rumble matches always felt like a brawl. You know what I mean? Like it was like it was chaotic. There was a lot of movement. Everybody constantly trying to throw somebody over. People would team up against the big guy, like in a corner somewhere, and try to toss him over. I remember in the 1995 Rumble, it was Luger. I might be butchering who was helping Lex, but it was Lex and I think British Bulldog, and they were trying to eliminate King Kong Bundy because King Kong Bundy was in that 1995 Royal Rumble. And they would just do that. Like they would have those kind of spots and it wouldn't really be like a big focus. You would just kind of see like, okay, these guys are trying to get this big dude out. But other than that, there was always like constant movement, man, constant punches, constant kicks, trying to wear the opponent, whoever you're fighting, and then trying to then toss him over the rope. And to me, it left for a lot of, I don't know, it was intense. Like this Royal Rumble, for example, the 1995 Royal Rumble, there were so many times where, because Shawn entered in at number one, there would be times where he would do something and it would be like, oh, he's about to go over. But meanwhile, all this other stuff was happening around the ring as well. They just kind of made sure the camera focused on certain things. You know what I mean? Like one of the things that I hate, and I'm gonna get back to the whole 1995 Royal Rumble thing, but one of the things that I absolutely hate in Royal Rumbles now that makes them suck is, well, number one, I think it was last year they started having people come down to the ring with their belt. That was stupid. Like you don't have to have them come down to the ring. Like we know, everybody who's watching the product knows who the champ is. Like people who were Intercontinental champ, they did the same thing with the women. People were literally coming down to the ring with their belt for a Royal Rumble. Why? That's like coming down to the ring in your entrance gear if you're not number one and number two. If you're not number one and number two, you don't come down to the ring in your entrance gear. Unless it's something real small that you can take off. If it's like a vest that you can take off, cool. But like it just, I don't know, man. Royal Rumbles are just, they're overproduced now. Like the spots where after a certain number gets into the ring, actually, I think they kind of started out almost immediately. Once like the third person and the fourth person and beyond start to come into the ring, everybody is just kind of chilled out and they wait for a big spot. Like the person that's coming in next, it's like everybody has to lay out. Everybody has to be tired, not doing anything to each other, not punching each other, not trying to get each other out of the ring. They literally all lay around the bottom turnbuckles or the ropes, or they're laying down and they're acting tired. So the new person that comes in can do a big spot to the one person that's standing up in the ring. And then everybody gets up and it starts to become a fight. But then the next person comes out and then there's got to be a big spot. Like everybody has to come in and either do their finisher. They have to do like this big move. And I'm like, this is stupid. It's a Royal Rumble. The objective is to go in there and try to eliminate somebody. Back in the 90s, back in the 80s, and the early 2000s, there would be people that just came in the ring and literally wouldn't throw a punch or anything. They would look around the ring, especially if everybody was like preoccupied with something. They would literally get in the ring and then go towards anybody who they could see and to try to help get them out. You know what I mean? Not everybody needed to do a big spot before. But going back to the 1995 Royal Rumble and like just building up that what was it? Like building up that suspense, right? Somebody would lift Shawn Michaels up and they would be walking towards the rope, and then Shawn Michaels would grab the rope and they're trying to toss him over. And it would just be a lot of spots like that. I remember when Bulldog towards the end, he had Shawn Michaels up And when he's getting ready to kind of drop him out of the ring, he ended up just dropping Shawn on making him straddle the top rope. And then once he pulled up the rope or whatever and Shawn bounced off of it, that's when he then clotheslined him out of the ring and everybody thought that he had won. But there was just so many, there would always be moments like that in Royal Rumbles. That's what makes the Royal Rumble match good. You have to make it like make sense. The object is you get a title shot and you go to WrestleMania, right? Even and now they've changed that. Whoever wins the Royal Rumble, you're not going to be the main event. I mean, look at what happened with Jey Uso. Jey was the first match of WrestleMania and he won Royal Rumble. That's stupid. So, I mean, he shouldn't have been in that position anyway. I mean, if you ask me, that's just me. But at the same time, it's like, you know, when you look at what's at stake for the Royal Rumble, everybody should be going in there with the mindset of trying to eliminate somebody. It's not about, all right, let me come in here and do my RKO and then I'm gonna start fighting and trying to get people out. Like, no, that's dumb. That's dumb. Now, I don't mind when they have a big monster type guy just kind of like, you know, laying waste to everybody in the ring, tossing people out. You know, every Royal Rumble always has those moments where you have a big guy kind of like eliminating a bunch of people. We're used to seeing that. You know what I mean? One of the fun ones, though, was Stone Cold when when he entered into the Royal Rumble and he started throwing everybody out and he kept waiting. Like, I remember he was doing push-ups, waiting for the time to come out. And then it was him in the ring by himself again. And then he sat on the top rope and was looking at his wrist like he had a watch, like, all right, I'm ready for the next person. Like, stuff like that is fun. But yeah, I just hate the way Royal Rumbles are constructed these days, man. I really don't like, it's like I said, it's too much. Just like the matches themselves these days, they're just way too overproduced. You can see everybody's got to be in the right spot. The right moment has to happen. And if it doesn't happen, you know, people in the back are freaking out. It's just stupid at the end of the day. Like, just bring Royal Rumbles back to being a brawl. The only time that it can kind of feel somewhat like a match is when it's the number 1 and 2 person in the ring. But even then, again, because we're talking about this 1995 Shawn Michaels, you then even have to, oh, by the way, these boots, my favorite boots that Shawn Michaels wore. I love these, man. But even then, going back to this Royal Rumble when it opened up with British Bulldog and Shawn Michaels, even then when it was just them in the ring, it didn't feel like it was a regular wrestling match. There was still this, man, is he about to, like, you know, eliminate him? I remember when Bulldog even had Shawn Michaels up and, you know, there was like this, ooh, he's about to toss Shawn Michaels out. And I think even Jerry the King Lawler said, like, what an idiot, he had Shawn Michaels over his head or whatever. But then shortly after that, you see him try to eliminate Shawn Michaels, like, shortly after that moment. So even when it started out with just Shawn and British Bulldog, they didn't wrestle the match like it was a one-on-one, like, regular match or a match for a title. They literally, the objective was they were trying to get each other out of the ring, and it left for suspense. You know what I mean? Like, Royal Rumble should always be suspenseful in that way. It shouldn't be so to the point where it's like, okay, we know that when this person comes in the ring, they got to do a big spot. Okay, now they're getting back to fighting. Okay, this person's coming in the ring. We know that now they have to do a big spot. I mean, hell, that was one of the reasons why CM Punk got hurt his first year back. Remember in the Royal Rumble, he got injured. I think it was because Drew McIntyre. All because they have to do these dumb spots immediately. But if that match was just, yo, punch each other, kick each other, you know, you could do a move or two. A small move, body slam, no suplexes, nothing crazy. Don't do anything stupid, especially when there's a bunch of people in the ring. Just, it's you guys trying to get somebody eliminated. That's all you got to do. That literally is the Royal Rumble in a nutshell. You're trying to eliminate people. It's the last man now or the last woman standing. That's the objective. We don't have time for, oh, he's got to get his spot in as soon as he comes in. Like, no, that's dumb, guys. Like that is literally dumb. I know I went off on a tangent. This is supposed to be an action figure video, but I'm sorry, man. I'm an old school dude, and I'm never going to change that about myself. I just like the way stuff was done before, and this figure, right here just brings back memories, man. Like literally, as soon as I saw it, just looking at it, it brings back memories of that night, man. I frequently, believe it or not, I frequently watch this WrestleMania, man. When I watch a lot of older wrestling shows, this this Royal Rumble was one that I watch over and over and over again. And again, I don't think that it's the best. It's just my personal favorite. I don't know which one I think like is the best. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I even liked when Luger and Brett landed at the same time. I like that Rumble. Um I like the Rumbles that Stone Cold won. I like the 1996 Royal Rumble that Shawn Michaels won. I like that one. Um I like the way that ended. I thought that ended sweet, man. Like I did. I thought that was cool. I don't know, man. I would have to sit and think about what I think the best one is, but I just know my favorite one is this one, man. There were just so many things in there. I remember when Brett was getting revenge on Owen Hart as he was coming down to the ring. And once they got separated, when Owen Hart finally got in the ring, he got eliminated because he ran towards somebody. And I think he was trying to clothesline them out of the ring. And I can't remember who did it. But Owen Hart got eliminated so quick. He was in and out because he had that whole thing with Brett in the beginning when he was on his way to the ring. Brett destroyed him before he got an opportunity. And stuff like that. Storylines that would linger through. Do we even get that anymore? Like storylines that I want to see that. I mean, maybe it has happened and I just can't remember. But in the past, 3 years, has there ever been a time where there's a storyline going on with somebody and they try to ruin that opportunity of them being in the Royal Rumble or causing them to get eliminated, even though that person that did the attack is not in the Rumble? Because Brett wasn't in the Rumble. You know what I mean? He had a match before in that that night, but yeah, man, and I don't know. It just, I don't know, man. This just brings back memories, man. This is why I collect all the old school figures. This is just nostalgia, man. Like, I love it. Absolutely love it. I think they did an absolute banger job making this Shawn Michaels fig, man. The way that the hearts are even on the pants, the way that they're like drawn on or painted on, you should say, even that is accurate to what these like look like. You know, his hearts, believe it or not, the hearts on his pants were different early on as opposed to like later when they were like more rounded and almost like perfect. They still had that break in them, but they did start to look a little bit different. He even started to add more hearts, back when he started to become a baby face and whatnot. But yeah. I love it, man. I really, really do. What else? I don't know, man. I think that's about it. I told y'all I was gonna mainly talk about Royal Rumble and not this figure. I'm not really good with the whole like action figure review. I mean, this is your typical ultimate figure. Nothing's too loose on this figure. Nothing is too stiff. Everything moves, joints, everything is fine. That's about as much as I can say. But just overall, I just think the figure is really, really dope. I really do. It's a good Shawn Michaels action figure. I would say these are probably top 3. I will add this one. I think these are the top 3 of the recent years Shawn Michaels that we've gotten. I would have to say these are probably the top 3. That's just me. These are the top 3. I probably used to have a different top 3 before, but yeah, these are dope. I like them. And that's about it, man. I'm gonna end this video, man. I've been talking you guys' ears off about old school Royal Rumbles and all of that good stuff. And no, I will not be watching this year's Rumble because of everything that I just mentioned. Yeah, but that's about it, man. You guys let me know what you feel in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's your boy Soul Drum 86, and I'm out. Peace.